I give all the honor and glory to God. I'm just I'm thankful He's given me the strength to proceed and keep going.
Boy, I need your opinion on this. When a grieving father escapes life behind bars after being accused of shooting the drunk driver that killed his 2 young sons. An emotional David Barajas hugging his wife after a Texas jury acquits him of all charges. No weapons were ever found, and there were no known witnesses. So did this dad get away with murder? And could there be more legal action against him? Well, joining us right now for a legal debate is John Spilborn, defense attorney, and Misty Marris, a trial attorney. Now, any of us would probably want to kill the guy who killed our kids. But it seems like the jury just had a lot of sympathy for him. Should you make judgments as a jury on sympathy?
Jury had a lot of sympathy, and, you know, jurors are human beings. But you know what? I don't think that's what prompted the jury in this case. This looks like a case of vigilante justice with what we call jury nullification. But when you look at the evidence or lack thereof, the DA did not have anything to connect the dots in this case except for motive, because who wouldn't be motivated, and opportunity. But there was no gunshot residue on the defendant's hands. There was no eyewitnesses. There was no weapons found.
But when you talk about opportunity, there was a wreck, and the guy's house was about 100 yards away, He could run and get a gun and come down and kill a guy.
That was the defense. That was the prosecution's theory.
And doesn't everybody, just about everybody in Texas, believe that's what happened?
And here's the thing: that this jury's sympathy, the prosecution had an uphill battle right from the get-go. This sympathy factor, without that, there could have been a conviction. There was some evidence that was negative for the defense, and that was he had ammunition in his house that was consistent with the type of gun that was used to kill the victim. And with that, coupled with a little bit of witness testimony, that really could have gone a long way. But
well, if he didn't do it, who did it?
That's it. Let's be real. If he didn't do it, who did it?
They had a great story. We had to talk about somebody got shot in the head. Nobody saw this. This guy's on scene. It's there are some holes in this story for sure.
Sympathy shouldn't be the determining factor, should it? I feel for the guy too,
but it's always a consideration in a trial.
It is?
Sympathy is a consideration just as much as if the jury doesn't like your client or you as a defendant, which, you know, we've had cases. I bring up Scott Peterson all the time. I don't know if you remember that case. There was very little physical evidence to convict him of killing his then pregnant wife 10 years ago, but the jury hated him.
What's interesting is the prosecution really focused on that in their closing statements. They said the sympathy factor should not be impacting your decision. You need to focus on the letter of the law. And that's true. But we know as defense attorneys, it just is what it is. Sympathy does play into it.
How do you fight that off?
If you're a DA?
Yeah.
How do you? You can't,
just make your best case with the evidence that you have.
Did they have 911 calls on this one?
There was a 911 call. There were 2 16-year-old boys who did place a 911 call. The defense used it in their favor. They said, listen, this shows a timeline in which there was no time for Barajas to go back and get that gun. But one of those 16-year-olds said he saw Barajas walk away from the scene and come back and have some sort of altercation in the car.
Why didn't he see him shoot him?
The window up? Was the window down? Well, there was a lot of problems with the evidence.
He couldn't identify that there was a weapon. He couldn't identify Barajas specifically. But this is why I think without this sympathetic situation, there most certainly could have been a conviction based on just the circumstantial evidence.
There will still be a lawsuit, though, because the family of the dead guy will sue in civil court, just like OJ, and they could win there.
Well, how could they win in that one? What's the difference?
The burden of proof is lower. Instead of being beyond a reasonable doubt, it's preponderance of the evidence. So the family still might collect from this defendant, even though he's not. And you know, he might have to pay up. You never know.
All week long, this story has gotten a lot of buzz, you know, with emails and on Twitter and everything. So what do you think on this Saturday morning? Did the right thing happen here? Good to see you both.
Very good. Very good. Thank you.
Hey.